I know we have a global audience here for the Grace and Grit podcast, but for those of you in the United States, I do want to recognize the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Today is a day we celebrate independence. And I think we should also be celebrating every day, really, the radical, hard-won idea that you get to determine the terms of your own life. So that's what we're going to talk about today, a different kind of independence, one that doesn't get a parade or fireworks, but one that might matter even more, the independence of your future health and whether you are actually fighting for it or quietly surrendering it one day at a time. Welcome to your daily hit of Grace and Grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. We talk about independence like it's something that was decided for us a long time ago by people braver than us. And in a civic sense, yes, of course, that's true. But in the context of your health, your body, your future, independence is not a given. It's not something anyone can declare on your behalf. It's something you either claim or you don't. And here's the version of independence that I want you to think about today. The freedom to move through your later decades with the capability, the dignity, and choice. The freedom to not be dependent on a revolving door of medications, specialists, and emergency rooms just to get through the week. The freedom to still be doing the things that you love, the traveling, the hiking, the dancing, the playing with the grandkids, showing up fully in your relationships at 70, at 80, and for as long as you have breath in your lungs. That kind of independence, we started talking about this yesterday, it doesn't happen by accident. It has to be declared, and it has to be earned, one choice at a time. So I've been talking about aging by design versus default. We had that conversation a couple days ago. And then yesterday, I kind of gave you a tale of my two parents, right? As an up close and very personal illustration of aging by design. And the thing that is striking me is how easy it is to outsource your future to circumstances, right? Not out of laziness, not out of not caring, but really out of busyness and distraction and overwhelm, the 1,000 legitimate reasons life gives us to put ourselves last. We outsource our health when we tell ourselves we'll start eating better next month. When we keep meaning to get more sleep, but we never quite protect it. When we let stress run the show for years without ever seriously addressing it. When we drift away from the relationships and communities that keep us anchored and alive. And I've done this even within the past couple of years. I've been very open about the fact that getting my book across the finish line last year, I had to sacrifice a lot in terms of time with my family, my own self-care, my workouts took a hit, I wasn't sleeping as much. And of course, I was also dealing with stressors in my own life on top of all of that. And it would have been really easy for me to stay in that space of just always finding another reason to not get back to it. But I felt so crummy at the end of last year. I knew where this was headed. And so I had to again, just have a reckoning with myself and really fiercely commit to reorienting. So look, we all do it, right? We all leave our health up to circumstances for a season. Sometimes people for a lifetime do that, but I'm begging you not to. I'm begging you to wake up before the cost becomes too high to ignore. So what does it actually mean to declare your independence when it comes to your health? Well, it means you stop waiting for a diagnosis to take your body seriously. It means you stop treating self-care as a reward you have to earn or a luxury you can't afford, and really start treating it as the foundation that everything is built on, because that's what it really is. I always joke with my community, right, that taking care of our basic biological needs is really just base camp. It just helps us to do the work of our lives. It's not the point of our lives. Independence when it comes to your health means you stop handing the pen to circumstances, to your schedule, your stress level, your family demands, the path of least resistance, and you really start narrating and writing your own story. So practically, what does that look like? Well, it might look like protecting your sleep like it's not negotiable. It might look like moving your body more often, not perfectly, but persistently. It might look like investing in the relationships that fill you rather than the ones that just need you. It looks like having something, a purpose, a pursuit, a reason to get up in the morning that is yours. It looks like advocating for yourself in medical settings, asking questions, pushing back, not accepting that's just a part of aging, or, oh, it's just a part of menopause, as an answer when your gut says otherwise. It looks like making decisions that your 70-year-old self would thank you for, because she's coming and she's counting on you. And some of you listening to this might already be there. So it might be your 85-year-old self. What's she going to thank you for? This is a declaration, okay? Not a resolution. A resolution is something that you make and then quietly abandon when things get hard, right? New Year's resolutions, we're all familiar with those. We've all been there. But a declaration is something different. A declaration is a statement of who you are and what you stand for. It has weight. It has identity behind it. So the American Declaration of Independence wasn't really a goal. It wasn't a New Year's resolution. It was a line drawn in the ground that said, this is who we are, and we're not going back. Well, I want to invite you to draw your own line today, not around a number on the scale or a fitness metric, right? But around your life, around your future, around the version of yourself that is still out there doing things that matter in a body that can carry her there. Independence Day is a celebration of freedom, but freedom, real freedom, it's never free. It costs something. It asks something of us. So the freedom to age on your terms, to move you through your later years with health and capability and joy, it costs something. It costs showing up. It costs giving a damn. It costs consistency. It costs the daily decision to prioritize yourself even when 100 other things are demanding your attention. That is a cost worth paying, though, I promise you. It is the only cost worth paying. So I hope you declare your own independence today. And then go live it. You deserve that. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.